Hey, what's going on, everybody? We are back with a brand new video, and the subject of this video is the gentleman you see pictured on the screen, Mr. Zion Williamson. And as it relates to this young brother, honestly, last night brought a lot of things right to the forefront. So, as you know, many of you, if you follow the NBA is having their semifinals of their in-season tournament, which I'm not gonna go too much into because I go off on a tangent, and that's another video for another day. But at any rate, the Lakers and the Pelicans matched up, and the Lakers donkey kicked the Pelicans 133-89. And if anybody who watched the game, they can personally attest that the score it wasn't even that close. I mean, the Lakers could have won by about 75 if they just wanted to. I mean, like I said, I watched the game and it became painfully obvious in like the second quarter. I was like, this is not going to be a competitive game. You could just watch it and you could just kind of feel it. And sure enough, unfortunately, proved to be accurate. Um, and it was just bad. Now, Zion had 13 points, 2 rebounds, and 3 assists, 6 of 8 shooting. Shooting numbers look good, but if you watch the game, you know what happened. Now, as a comparison, LeBron James, who remember they were trying to compare them to, went for about 30. I don't have his stats in front. Let me see if I can pull it up. I think he had like this is the height of professionalism here that you're seeing right in living color. But I want to see exactly what he had. Let's see if I can pull it up. No. Oh, LeBron. Okay, I can't pull it up. But at any rate, I know he went for 30. I was trying to get some of his other statistical information in terms of what he did, but yeah, he had about 30. Shot well from the floor, and at any rate, he was the one that looked 23, and Zion looked like he was about 39. And like I said, the thing about it, it wasn't like the way he looked. It was an old Homer Simpson 39. I mean, just watching him run up and down the court, there's a lot of walking. He looked lethargic and listless. And so, off the strength of that, it's brought to the attention of his weight, which has been a concern, not only before he was drafted, but after he got drafted, and subsequently thereafter, because if you remember, he's had some injuries. He got injured actually in summer league, and he's had knee problems and foot issues, and the prevailing thought amongst a lot of people is that a lot of that is attributed to the weight that he's carrying a little too much, and that those types of injuries are going to continuously happen. But at any rate, like I said, so in looking at the game last night, looking how LeBron looked young and spry and Zion looked old, fat and slow, it was like, hey man, what's going on? He's got to get this situation in order. And so there's already been some articles written about it. And one is from Aaron Walsh of Bleacher Report, and I give you the title in case you want to go and check it out. NBA rumors: Zion Williamson ignored Pelicans' call for improved diet and conditioning. And here's excerpts from the article. New Orleans Pelicans star Zion Williamson has been called out by fans for being out of shape, and it appears the team has made a continued effort to help the 2019 number one overall pick improve his health. The Pelicans have repeatedly stressed to Williamson that his diet and conditioning need to improve, but the veteran forward doesn't listen, and that part is in quotes. According to Christian Clark of the Times-Picayune, who also wrote about it there, and I saw something at NOLA.com as well. And like I said, I don't want to read too much of the article because, like I said, you can go on there and check it out. But there are a couple things that I want to highlight. Um, the Duke product admitted in July that it's been hard for him to diet, but it also appeared that he had made some good progress on his health over the summer as the athletic and stadiums Shams Charania? Shams, I'll just say Shams. Because I hear his name pronounced multiple ways, but if I say Shams, y'all know what I'm talking about. Reported in September prior to training camp that the Pelicans believe he was, in quote, really good shape. It don't look like it now. And I'll be honest, I remember there was some images and things that came out, and he did look like he was rounding into shape or looking a lot better than he had, particularly in the last couple season and a half or so. But this is a concern, and for me, as you look at it, it's similar in the thought process, not the actions. Like the same way when I talked about the John Morant situation, wrote an article about that and talked about the disappointment is because just as Ja is supremely talented and really has a chance to do some great things in terms of his career and seems to be on a path of self-destruction, and you just really hate to see that type of talent wasted and not brought to its full potential. It's the same thing with Zion, and while he's not out there committing knucklehead activities in terms of what he's doing off the court, his issue is that he can't show the discipline in terms of taking care of his body. And for all the talent, the ethereal, otherworldly athleticism he displays and some of the jaw-dropping plays that he makes, he's getting away with it now because of his young age, but if he doesn't tighten this up and tighten it up quickly, he's headed down the path of Oliver Miller. And for those of you who are maybe a little younger, don't know the reference, he was a very talented big man in the early 90s, but he couldn't stay away from the Western Sizzling, the old country buffet, if you will. And in essence, ate his way out of the NBA. And he didn't have, as talented as he was, you could see it, he doesn't have near what Zion has, and he's headed down a similar path, which is tragic. Though I do wonder if those porn stars that he so likes to chafe after told him to slim down. I bet you he'd do it, but that's neither here nor there. But no, seriously, you just, as a fan of the game of basketball, you want to see greatness realized, you know, who it is. If a player is great, you want to see that greatness added to and elevate the game. And right now, this talent is on the verge of being needlessly squandered just because of a lack of discipline. And, you know, guys like Barkley and Shaq have been on this dude for years, but doesn't seem like he's listening. And just as with John Morant, he's got to get the right people around him to kind of, so folks say, pull his coattail to help him get where he needs to be or get back on the right path. Because it's clear that he doesn't have that, or he's so hard-headed to where he just doesn't want to listen. And just like the late, great Kobe Bryant said about Ben Simmons, you don't want to look back over your career and say, I wish I would have. And if he keeps this up, he might be looking at that sooner rather than later. So what do you think about Zion and his ever-ballooning weight, which the last time, I think when I looked it up, I think it said he was 285, which is way too big. But what do you think about this situation? Do you think he will be able to get this under control so that, you know, we can see the best version of Zion Williamson? Or do you think it'll just be a painful decline and because he won't be able to to deal with, and then the Pelicans will have some decisions to make as far as what they want to do with him going forward. So let us know in the comment section, and we'll be back with more videos real soon. And as always, tell the ones that you love them. Peace.